What the hell happened? What the hell happened? Was it you? If it was you, I'm going to come through your computer or television screen or whatever device you use to watch Ups and Downs, and I am going to have a stern word with you. Like a week ago, wrestling was really fun, WWE was firing on all cylinders, and then we have a catastrophe of a pay-per-view, or at least a catastrophe of a main event, and then we get to Raw, and I don't even know what's going on. Can I have a talk? What is going on? What is happening? I want answers, damn it. I want them now. But yes, look, we have got another Raw in the books. Don't forget, it's only the second episode after the season premiere where everything started again. We've got a nice new set of music and commentators and all that kind of stuff. Also, I don't remember seeing any pyrotechnics on this. Can't believe it. Everything is just getting in my head. My name is Son Miller. This is WhatCulture Wrestling. Let's up those downs. So yeah, it is a down to kick off this week's show because WWE just decided, oh man, we really made a mistake when it came to Bray Wyatt. Sorry, his correct name, The Fiend Bray Wyatt, or Bray Wyatt The Fiend, whatever they say. Let's just all stay quiet and hope that nobody notices. It's a bit like you're a kid and you notice the time and go, oh, I'm up really late, but my parents haven't sent me to bed. Maybe if I just stay really silent, the people that gave birth to me will just forget I exist. And I can stay up forever. It didn't work when you were 8, and it doesn't work now. Down. However, there was a sign in the crowd on this night that said, I give this an up. And as you know, there's a lot of bias here on Ups and Downs, and if you bring a sign that represents the show, you better smile on my face and get it up. It was an absolutely bizarre start to Raw though, because as soon as the intro video was done, we cut to the ring, and somebody was just getting beaten up by Randy Orton and Baron Corbin, and for a brief second I was like, is that a fan? It's like a fan got in the squared circle and I was like, well, I'm gonna get you, you little toe rag, because that is officially how Randy Orton speaks. But then you realise, oh no, it was Rusev. And got my attention. Caught me by surprise. WWE never does that. I like ingenuity. Give it up. As for the storyline, well, you probably already know how this went. All of a sudden, Bobby Lashley was on the big screen and he was saying, hey, Rusev, look, I'm wearing your robe and I'm in your room and I'm in your house, I'm in your bed, and that also means I'm with your wife. Then Lana did appear on the screen as well. For some reason, WWE then started playing soft porn music. I have no idea why. Honestly, it was like, they kind of started grinding together. Hey, everybody said, you all said you wanted the Attitude Era back. You're like, we want the Attitude Era back. We missed the Attitude Era. This is the most Attitude Era storyline we've had in ages. Honestly, go back and watch Raw from the late 90s. They did this all the time. She also told us that she now owns all of their possessions and they no longer have a joint checking account, which I'm 99% is fraud, but whatever. And then her and Bobby Lashley then banged. I mean, they didn't do that, but that was the insinuation here. And Vic Josephs on commentary said, I think this is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm sure we all did this, nodded and went, yes, Vic. Yes, it is. It did light a fire under Rusev, who then went absolutely ballistic and kicked the crap out of Orton and Corbin, and thank goodness we did that, because really, at least for me, it saved the segment. We have seen plenty of times poor saps get caught in situations like this, and then they also have their ass handed to them. At least here, that didn't happen to Ruru, and in fact, he looked a bit like a crazed maniac. Again, Randy Orton is a main event guy. Rusev went out there and kicked the main event guys behind. It eventually just ended. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about this. I've got to see how it plays out. I mean, at least they're allowing Bobby Lashley to have a little bit more of a character, which is good. Also, I really would like to know where Lana and Rusev, because again, it was their house, it was their residence, got their lights from, because when Bobby Lashley turned off the lamp, the room went pitch black. I'd love that for my bedroom. I'd be able to sleep a lot easier. I tell you what too, although the feud makes absolutely no sense, and if you did go back through it week by week, you'd go plot hole, plot hole, plot hole, plot hole. Lacey Evans versus Natalya in the last women's standing match, actually pretty decent. Give it up. It was a bit strange as it went on for around about 18 minutes, which was too long by the way, we could have shortened that, but all we saw for the majority of that time was Lacey kicking the absolute crap out of Natalya. I mean, she literally just beat her around the arena, but then when all was said and done, Natalya all of a sudden got her second wind, she powerbombed Lacey Evans from the stage through a table. That was that. Natty won. But I guess that is what WWE does a lot of the time. They look at two competitors and go, well, we don't really want either of you to lose, so somebody can take the majority of the match but that person will then not come out the victor. But look, it was fine, it was fun, whatever. With that said, we do have to talk about the fact that the commentators for the second week in a row went, oh, Lacey Evans and Natalya may never fight each other again because on Friday we've got the draft. And do you know what we said the last episode of Raw? Oh, Lacey Evans and Natalya. You can't keep doing to that, WWE. Again, the theme of this Ups and Downs is we do remember, we do have brains. You can't pull the wool over our eyes like that. Down. To balance things out though, Evans did come to the ring with a trash can that had Natalya written in pink letters. Thought that was very nice. Then from nowhere, Alistair Black was on Raw doing his whole, I'm in a dark room and I want a fight, but there's more to this, so we'll get to it later. And we transition to the Street Profits, who put over that, yes, we are going to have a draft starting on Friday. And if you are a brand new watcher of wrestling or you don't watch NXT, you will now 100% think that the Street Profits are just two dudes that hang out backstage. You'd have no idea they were wrestlers. We then cut to Tyson Fury, which really is kind of nuts. I know he's a bigger deal over here in the UK than he is the US, but I am from the UK, hence why I did think it was nuts. He was talking about his appearance on SmackDown and saying, I just wanted to be there for a jolly good time, but then Braun Strowman looked at me funny, and I didn't like it, although I do appreciate I shouldn't have jumped the barrier. However, I do want an apology later. He wants an apology, and if not, Braun Strowman is going to get these hands. So we are scripting Tyson Fury now, you shouldn't have to script Tyson Fury down. All right, cool, let's come back to this because look, if we were going to look at WWE and pretend it is a legit sport, then everything with the Viking Raiders versus Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode was very good. Give it up. Here's the thing, it was non-title, and the reason the Viking Raiders found themselves there to begin with is because over the last few episodes of Raw, they have been beating a lot of teams, including Gallows and Anderson twice. Therefore, they earned their opportunity. Here, they beat the Raw Tag Team Champions. They hit their Viking experience, and that was that. And now, they have earned themselves a proper shot. That's okay. That makes sense. That has continuity. I don't get mad at it. I then cracked up because we went back to Alistair Black, and he was just naked, or at least that's how it looked. The first time we saw him, he had a black shirt on, and now he'd taken his shirt off, but we couldn't see his bottom half, so it's like he'd just gone, whoop-de-doo, it's party time. He couldn't be bothered to wait for anybody to knock on his door, so he just said, I'm gonna go to the ring, and I'm gonna beat somebody up. Luckily for him, the Singh brothers were in the ring dancing, because of course they were. So Alistair came out, he kicked one of them in the head, he made the other one tap out to the modified Dragon Sleeper, and that was that. But look, let's just keep everything crossed that this actually means a renewed push for Alistair Black, because he's very good, I like him a lot, it's not fair that he kind of comes and goes. So let's literally do this with our fingers every time we talk about the man, and hopefully all will be well. Give it up. It was then time for Braun Strowman to respond to everything that Tyson Fury had said, and for some reason he was told to say the exact same thing. He went, well, I was just trying to have a jolly good old time, then I saw that Tyson Fury, and when he tried to jump the barricade, I realised he was serious, so now, later on, if he does try and cross me again, he's gonna get these hands. I am sick and tired of everybody getting some hands. It's not fair, down. And it's another down because then we had a big recap of everything that had been going on in the world of WWE over the last 7 days. And once again, we did not mention Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins once. It was like a ghost that entered the arena and sucked it up and then spat it out into the underworld. Like we would just forget. Imagine that. Like all of a sudden, I just forgot what I was doing, and halfway through Ups and Downs, it was like I was hosting a cooking show. Then take your sieve and take your grater and find that cheddar cheese and lovingly grate it into the sieve. I didn't bring my cheese this week, but you know what cheese is, deal with it, and we can start making this delicious dish. Running away from your problems doesn't fix anything, WWE. I mean, you could have just booked it so Bray Wyatt came out and just destroyed the entire roster. Well, not that. I know there's some rumors that he's not medically cleared right now, but you could have done something. But no, it didn't happen. It's like at the start of the show, they thought they'd like Men in Black flashy thing at all of us, poof, and we would just not remember all this stuff happened. Down. Rey Mysterio then proved you can be booked in an angle where on paper, it sounds like you're gonna look weak, but actually coming out looking like a right badass. He was talking about everything that had happened with Brock Lesnar and how devastated he was that he wasn't able to protect his son Dominic. But the point is, Ray sounded actually devastated here, so we had sympathy for him, we had empathy for him. That makes a damn good babyface. He even tied it in because he said Cain Velasquez was Dominic's godfather, and that is why he has come to the aid of the Mysterio family to try and get revenge, because right now, Mysterio is injured. Good stuff. I liked it. More AOP promos afterwards. They're mad, they're really angry, and they're gonna go beat some people up and then read a book afterwards, because they are the authors of pain. It was then, oh, we have some guys, but no stories to feature them time, and that's why we had the OC taking on the Lucha House Party. But look, those 6 guys are all really talented cats. Give it up. Kalisto got pinned after the phenomenal forearm by AJ Styles, and because these 3 are bad guys, then they beat up the rest of the party, including giving Dorado a Styles clash from the second rope. And obviously the most important thing about all of this is that the OC's new music is still really good, although on social media, WWE has actually started to tease that they're going to break them up. And if they do, what a waste of time that will have been. Amazingly, the commentary team then spoke about Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch at Hell in a Cell, but don't forget that nothing else happened on that show. There was one match only. And this may surprise some people as well, as in terms of this evening, there was nothing wrong with it, but when we did get to the Miz TV, and he was asking Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair to come on his show, that's getting it down. Because look, Becky and Charlotte did do a very good job here and kept talking about how great they'd been over the last few years, and also that they had whooped all the ass at pay-per-view reacted. And they did, and they are some of the best performers in all of WWE. Miz may as well have been a chair for the amount that he featured in this segment, but my 2 big takeaways, and where my heebie-jeebies come in, are that before this was over, we had Becky and Charlotte looking at each other and holding each other's belts in their faces. So you telling me that 1, we're going back to Becky and Charlotte again, which I'm pretty sure we've now done 72,622 times, but that 2, we are likely going to do it at the Survivor Series, which means once again the Survivor Series is going to be Raw versus SmackDown. In no way is WWE going to be able to, make me believe that Raw and SmackDown hate each other, when for the majority of 2019, we've had a wild card rule, but also by the time that pay-per-view comes, we will only just have had the draft. It's happening Friday, it's happening Monday, which means 6 weeks later, we got to start pretending that people really care about the blue brand and people really care about the red brand. That is polycock. Also, have we learned nothing from pay-per-view not found? Because we should have done. Don't just go with the idea that you always have, listen to the fans and do the organic thing and be happy to change on the fly. Just do something else at Survivor Series, please. Anyway, this flipped on a coin afterwards because Asuka and Kairi Sane, our brand new women's tag team champions, did come out, and as Becky Lynch had rightfully said during her promo, oh yeah, Asuka beat me back in the Royal Rumble, so I would like to have this match to try and balance that out. Good thing we're addressing that 10 months later. Either way, give it up. Amazingly too, the Kabuki Warriors won, which leads me to ask the question, when did we shift into a different timeline and why was I not notified? Turns out turning people heel is the best way to succeed in WWE, but of course the ending to this was not clean. Asuka just spat more green mist in the face of Becky, and why she has started doing that, I don't know, because I don't think I've ever seen her do that since she arrived in the WWE, and maybe she did it down in NXT sometimes, I don't know. And then Kairi Sane used her brain and got in the most devastating finisher in all of WWE because she rolled Lynch up and she got the 1, 2, 3. And that is 2 for 2 for Kairi Sane and Asuka, although of course one of those doesn't count because it happened on a pay-per-view that no longer exists. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross then ran out to try and get some revenge, which they did, because Nikki Cross hit Kairi Sane with a neck breaker, and then Kairi Sane also got hit by a DDT from Bliss. And are these people crazy? Do you not know what you're doing? She is an evil, bad guy pirate now. She will definitely find out where you were born, and she will go and plunder your town. And then it happened. Ring the bell and shout it from the rooftops. We actually did get a mention about Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins. This is what we did. We had like a little video package. It lasted 2 minutes. Then Vic Joseph went, I can't believe what we saw. The King went, I can't believe it either. And then without, there was just no pause, we went straight into saying, oh, but look on the screen, it's Tyson Fury. Also, in the world of kayfabe, the last thing I saw on that pay-per-view was Seth Rollins, the #1 top guy, the good guy, the guy I'm meant to love, spitting up blood, and nobody on the show gave 2 hoots if he was well or not. Ridiculous. It was then hop along time because we had Apollo Crews in the back and he was saying, oh, I've got a match against Ricochet and I'm really excited, he's my friend. The Viking Raiders then told us they were going to take on Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode for the Raw Tag Team Championships next week, which makes no sense because they could get drafted in said draft, and then what are you going to do? And then we went back to Ricochet, who said, oh, Apollo Crews is also my friend, but I will beat him as well. And then he pretended superheroes were real. Crews was dead wrong as well because those two did have a match. It lasted about 3 minutes. Ricochet hit him with a code breaker. 1, 2, 3. Onwards we go to another day. I did enjoy seeing Braun Strowman and Tyson Fury go at it though, because it was just so surreal, and I like the surrealness of it even though it wasn't perfect. Give it up. It went exactly like most of these segments do, but I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The highlight was when Braun Strowman said he was literally going to eat Tyson Fury for lunch, which would mean he would kill him, chop him up, put him in some bread, and then digest him. I mean, if that's what you want to do, Braun, great, but I'm pretty sure you're going to jail. And then Tyson Fury went like, don't eat me, pal, don't do that. However, I will beat you up. And then somewhat surprisingly, after Tyson had pushed Braun, Strowman just rammed him into the turnbuckle, and that was actually far more aggressive than I thought we were going to get here. Then every single member of the human race was in the ring to try and break these guys up, and you know how it goes. Tyson Fury broke free and he got a few shots in, and Braun Strowman broke free and he got a few shots in. And this went way too long, although there was something cool about it, because it's just not a scenario you expect to see a former championship boxer in, especially with a guy against like Braun Strowman. Eventually Braun got mad and he went to the back and somebody caught him with a microphone and started to ask the dumbest questions you have ever heard in your life. After that, after they'd been in a scuffle, he got asked, well, are you going to apologise to him now? Braun was like, of course I'm not going to apologise to him. Also, I said I wanted to eat him. You think I'm going to eat him? Then like crap him out and go, oh, sorry. It's too late by then. He's dead. He was so mad he then stormed back out and they started going at it again. And this will, of course, get all the mainstream coverage that WWE is after. That's why they're doing it, and fair play to them. I mean, it wasn't like Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mike Tyson levels, but I bet it still gets a lot of hoo-ha out there. And look, like I say, I did get a kick out of it. We do have to point out that whoever told Tyson Fury to throw some work punches should probably be buried in a hole, because he's Tyson Fury, right? If he hits you for real, he only knows how to hit for real, you will probably break your skull, and it's going to be very difficult for a boxer to learn, okay, how do I actually pull my punch? So he was throwing punches at security guards, and they were falling down. There's literally about this much space. So if I do this, see, look, it's like that. Stupid. That's not his fault, by the way. Again, it's not his fault. He just didn't want to murder anyone because he understands how the world works. Which brings us to the end of Raw, and I have to say it did feel very much like a filler episode because we do have the draft on Friday, and also there was a lot of like rehab here from the Hell in the Cell show, as we talked about when WWE like, look, let's keep everything calm, let's keep everything neutral, and we can get to the other side. That does mean when the spinning arrow comes out, very sadly it has to get it down because it was just a by the numbers show. And if you just want to go and watch the YouTube clips or watch here on Ups and Downs, I would perfectly understand. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about the show. Like, share, and subscribe. Head over to WhatCulture.com and read yourself some articles. Follow WhatCulture on Twitter, WhatCulture WWE. Watch more videos here on WhatCulture Wrestling, especially the Ups and Downs for Hell in a Cell. Boy, howdy, did that cause some noise. My name is Sane from WhatCulture. Thank you as always for joining me, and I'll see you on Wednesday. We have a special Ups and Downs that maybe if it does well, we'll continue to do more of them. You'll see. And on Saturday, we'll be back to up those downs. Let's smack it down.